Hello folks, it's Uncle Mitch again. Time to do another rant. This one's a little bit off of some of the other ones, but that's okay. We're going to touch on everything we possibly can. Really quick, Wednesday had made a response to Tiberius that perhaps the people who were looking for porn on YouTube were sorely disappointed when they saw my video on it because it was one of the keywords. I can't tell you how entertaining that is to me. Okay, get past that. Let's move on to another thing. I actually have a couple of requests today. This one's really important. I actually was inspired by my friend, Lizard Breath Reverb Mormony Chick. She is a daycare provider and she is pissed. I also had another one that tied into it, April from Facebook, not the one from Texas, the one that knows Tiberius. It all comes down to one thing. Bad parents. Yeah, we all fucking hate bad parents, but guess what? A lot of you probably are bad parents too. So pay attention because this is important. April brought up the fact, talk about the parents who kill their kids. Hey, there's nothing else to say. The kids are fucking dead. You screwed up. You killed your kids. If you killed yourself while you were there, you took away from us the right of vengeance. And I know that there has to be some sort of afterlife, and I'm hoping God's waiting for you actually to come on your fucking forever. Okay, we'll get past that one. That's kind of brutal right there. Lizard Breath brought up a different point earlier in your Facebook post. Hey, look, parents, if your kids are sick, leave them at home. I don't care what your career is. What you do for work is nowhere near as important as your children are and everybody else's. If your kid's filled with snot and they can't breathe worth of crap, you bring them to the daycare, guess what you just did? You fucked up everybody else's kids once again, you selfish little bastards. You better hope I never catch up with somebody like you, because I'm going to smack you around like little bitches. What were you thinking, for God's sakes? Then I read on YouTube today about Tiger Mom. What the fuck is it with these mothers comparing themselves to animals? For God's sakes, think about it here. Animals aren't necessarily good parents. It's why thousands of fish die in the wild before they ever grow up. Hello? Don't compare yourself to an animal. You look like Charlie Sheen, the moron who calls himself saying I have tiger blood. Fuck Charlie Sheen. Fuck animal moms. And fuck Lizard Breath for laughing while I'm doing this, for God's sakes. Look. Folks, seriously, pay attention here. There are extremes in all things in life. You do it with your kids, guess what you just did? You fucked up an entire generation of humanity. I spoke about the baby boomers yesterday. Hello, are you getting the message? It's really simple shit here. If in the morning the first thing you think of isn't your children, you already fucked up for the day. When you go to bed at night, if the last thing that you are thinking about isn't your children, you fucked up before you went to sleep. You're screwing up your life and their life at the same time. Here's a couple of ideas of what I'm talking about here. Look, I don't care if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, a politician, an actress, a hooker. It doesn't matter to me, okay? If your kid is hurting in any way whatsoever, it is not the time to pawn them off on another individual to take care of them so you can go do the activities you find important in life. It's more important to take care of your kids. Here's another example, folks. Dominating your children's destiny like Tiger Mom did, where she wouldn't let them go to sleepovers, wouldn't let them talk to other people. You're setting your kids to be failures and victims. For God's sakes, if they're not exposed to the world, they don't understand the dangers behind it. There's no emotional growth. They end up having the problems that they were supposed to have when they were teenagers, when they're 27 years old. Guess what? You set that shit up. And if you're one of these parents that caused the bullies to exist in this world, guess what? You taught your kid being a bully was a good thing. You better believe that you were the one that taught them that. George Carlin said it best. Guy's dead, love him, don't necessarily agree with everything, but he always cut out all the bullshit and said the right thing. If your kid has a role model and ain't you, you already fucked up. He's right. If you're not your kid's role model, you're a fucking moron. You've already proven that beyond a reasonable doubt. Oh, and these parents that wait until their 30s to have their children in order to have some sort of, like, I don't know, like a purse or accessory or something like that, and then throw them in daycare after 6 months? Hey, guess what? Maybe you shouldn't procreate because your lifestyle's already proven it's not good for the species. Pay attention. Oh, and if you're making enough money that you can do it on one income and raise your kids, guess what? One of you bastards better stay home and take care of your children. And I'm not just talking about when they're toddlers, I'm talking about the age of suck. Quick aside, none of you necessarily know what that is. It's really simple. My theory on kids. Kids rock until they're 10 and then they suck until they're 25. I've got reams of evidence to prove this. And yes, people are children until they're 25 years old. I don't care if society says they get to vote at 18. I don't care if society says they get to drink at 21. Think of the shit that a 23-year-old kid does. It's fucking stupid. They need their parents to point it out sometimes. Pay attention. They're relearning the lessons you've already tried to teach them in their teenage years. Guess what's happening when they're teenagers? They're fucking mentally insane. Their brains were developing. If you took somebody's results on a test, handed it to a psychologist and didn't tell them their age, they'd say they're fucking insane. You know why? They are. Pay attention. Oh my God, you people are driving me nuts. Don't abuse your kids. Don't be overprotective. Don't pretend that you're in competition with them. Unfortunately, some of you actually are in competition with them. And don't be surprised when you fuck up, when your kids grow up and look at you and say, "You failed. I'm a mess. And this is why. And I have to fix this now because you didn't deal with it when I was a kid." You know what? They're right. And this is the kind of shit you have to live with for the rest of your life. Normally, if somebody fucks up something in their life and it doesn't necessarily affect anybody else, I really don't care. But guess what? When you fuck up your kids, you hurt everybody, not just you and not just your children. They interact with other children. They go into peer groups and inspire them to do stupid and rotten things. And then to make matters worse, they become adults and get to vote in this society. And I don't want these people around. You caused this crap. I'm holding you responsible. If you're a bad parent and you're offended by this, it's because you are a bad parent and you should be offended by this. My name is Jeremiah Charles Mitchell. I live in Columbus, Ohio. If you beat your kids, if you don't pay attention to your kids, if you don't snoop through their email, if you don't pay attention to who their friends are, and most importantly, if you don't teach them right and wrong what's important in this world, come look me up. I got a lesson to teach you. I'm Uncle Mitch. I'm horribly pissed off, and that is all.